Hello Comicsgate, Rorschach here, back in my favourite comic book reviewing space, my safe space to review a book. So I'll take a quick walk through the woods again with Exilium. Sounds like a Hollywood movie, doesn't it? This is from Alterna, and it's a good reminder really to all of us that Alterna are not a conservative comic book company. They are a comic book company who wants to add a genuine touch of diversity in that they're trying to appeal to everyone. Some of their books will be for Republicans, some of them will be for Democrats, and this book is certainly for the Democrats. So if you've got some blue in your hair and blue in your ribbon when it comes to election time, pick up Exilium. It's going to be the book for you. So immediately you know that it's not going to be the book for me. I'm not going to be following on from this 6-issue limited series, but it's good. It's a good book. It's not aligned with the way that I look at the world, and particularly because I come from Europe and we have a real problem with alien refugees, and that the problem, the way it's being dealt with in this comic book, is familiar to me, in that the overall message of the book is saying, well, you have to let the alien refugees in. If you don't, you're some kind of evil bigot. Right. Because to the back of the book here, we've got a nice little description which tells you what it's all about. Here we go. The first official contact with extraterrestrials is made. They arrive not as conquerors, but in need of refuge as they run from a superior foe. And what does that remind me of, living in England and living in Europe? Well, it reminds me of the refugee crisis, of course. How could it not? With the refugees, women and children, although they largely appear to be young men, anyway, coming into Europe, fleeing ISIS and Al-Qaeda and whatever they're going to be called this time next week. It's a familiar story, isn't it? We have to help out those poor refugees. You see the television adverts, and you also see the trucks of peace. You see the rape gangs. You see lots of terrible things happening in Europe right now. So you might be able to understand, if you're living in America, why Rorschach is not exactly in favour of allowing alien refugees into the country, or in this book, into the world. Look, humanity deeply divided. A new threat reaches Earth. Yeah, it's the ISIS version of the aliens. So the Earth is deeply divided, just like it is in our times, really. And I'd say that the division is kind of male-female, really, isn't it? But it's not about men and women, because most of the Democrats on the female side are men. They're soy boys, as Ethan Van Sciver would say. The way they look at the world is very soft, very feely, very let's all get together, we can create a John Lennon utopia here on Earth, where we all hold hands and sing Kumbaya. It doesn't actually work in the real world. As men know, men are the protectors of society. Women, their ideas of utopianism just never work out. So the divide on planet Earth at the moment, in America and Europe, is men versus women. Women, soy boys included, like I said a second ago, want the refugees to come into Europe. They think everyone can get on. They think that assimilation is possible. They don't see any differences between peoples. They don't see any differences between culture, and it's very, very dangerous, as men know, and that's why the men are fighting back against it. Men like Donald Trump, of course, in America. So let's go through the book. It's a good book. It's very well constructed, and it does come across as something very mainstream, like a potential new idea for a movie. So we begin the book then with an alien running from the ISIS aliens, I guess. Looks like he's bait, and here comes his buddies. We've got this guy here and this girl here. The girl's in charge, as you would suspect. There's nothing feminine about her at all. She's very kick-ass. She's a little warrior, just like all the girls you read in SJW, Marvel, most DC, and all the Antifa indies. So this character then, to us comic skaters, is very familiar indeed. So what happens next? Well, we've got a genius scientist. You've got the men in charge, which is actually a little bit different. Coming up with a plan. And we've got a bit of backstory about this lady, and there she is with a mummy. Right, where's her dad? There is no dad. Again, this character is very familiar. So she gets all of her worldly wisdom from mummy. Right. These two characters, right, their entire purpose is to show that there are no differences between aliens and humans. So the alien refugee is bantering away with this guy, like he's just a typical American, I guess. I mean, they've got all the same movie references, they've got the same sort of blokey sense of humour, but the message is just that if you're against alien refugees coming onto planet Earth, then you must be some sort of bigot, because look how easily the alien assimilates. And there we have a reminder that if you are against alien refugees coming to planet Earth, you are an evil bigot. It's just the first of the reminders there. There's another one later on to be looking into the backstory of the alien. There we go. There's a few buzzwords. Discrimination, there we go. Discrimination and harassment, go home aliens. Well, these people were proven to be right, weren't they? Because they didn't want the aliens there. They thought the aliens might cause lots of trouble, lots of problems, and they did. Because the aliens brought the ISIS aliens along, and the ISIS aliens now have, looks like they've pretty much conquered Earth. So yeah, the protesters who are discriminatory and about harassment were actually right all along, but I don't think that's the message they're trying to portray in this book. And from there we just have a plan formulated, and the multicultural little army there of the resistance. Does that remind you of him? The resistance. For your formulated plan, and they need to send the best warrior as the tip of the spear. And who's the best warrior? Oh, you know who the best warrior is, don't you? It's the girl with the purple hair, the short purple hair, who's the ultimate, symbol of masculinity in this new brave world of, oh no, we accepted all the aliens into the world and now it's all falling apart. So Exilium then is Alterna Comics, showing that it's not a conservative comic book company, but showing, and this is a good thing, that it's got a little bit of everything for everybody. So yeah, if you are wearing the blue ribbon, if you've got a blue rinse to your hair, if you cut it all off, you've got no hair at all, then yeah, and if you're voting for the Democrats in the US, if you're voting for the Labour Party in the UK, or if you're in Europe and you just want open border policies and you think that everyone can get on, then Exilium will be the book for you. Obviously not for me. So there we go, that's my review of Exilium. Thanks for checking out the vid. Please like and subscribe if you be so kind, and I'll be back as always later. Cheers, Comics Gate. Take care. I'm off to the gym. See you guys.